Hello everyone and welcome to the Literacy Center language tutorial. This is Meghna and today we are going to talk about colons and semicolons. If we want to write English more effectively, then we should use the colon and semicolons. They look and sound similar, but they have very different uses. Let's explore how to use them both and how to know which one is suitable for the task in hand. So let's talk about the colons first. When we write, we often want to join two separate sentences to make one longer and complex sentence. One way of doing this is to use a conjunction. What is conjunction? Conjunction is nothing but a joining word. So one way of doing this is to use a conjunction to bridge the gap. Conjunctions are words like and but. And if no conjunction is used, then a colon can be used to join the two sentences. We can say simply that the colon is used to provide a pause before introducing related information, while the semicolon is just a break in a sentence that is stronger than a comma, but not as final as a full stop. So let's see how we use colons, and we can understand more about it by seeing few examples. So now we know that we can use colon whenever we want to join two separate sentences to make one longer and complex sentence. For example here, I like going to the cinema, horrors are my favorite. So here you can see in this complex sentence, we are joining two separate sentences by simply adding colon. A colon can also be used to introduce a definition, statement, or explanation of something. Let's see some examples about it. I know how I am going to handle this. I am going to hide. So here we are using this colon symbol before giving a statement, I am going to hide. Another example is penguin, which is a noun, an aquatic, flightless bird found almost exclusively in the Antarctic. So here we are putting a colon because we are introducing a definition here. We are giving a definition of what penguin is. One common use of the colon is to introduce a list of items. Let's see this example here. To make the perfect jam sandwich, you need three things, some bread, butter, and strawberry jam. This is one perfect jam sandwich, right? So in this example, you can see three items are listed in the sentence. The first part of the sentence informs the reader that there will be three things. Then the colon here highlights, here are the three things. That is bread, butter, and strawberry jam. So in this example, after colon, you are being introduced to a list of items. That is some bread, butter, and strawberry jam. Similarly, can you figure that out here in the second example? Let's read it out loud. John has all the ingredients, and what are the ingredients? That is the list of items, bread, milk, potatoes, and onion. So here you can see how the colon was used to introduce a list of items in any sentence. Let's talk about the semicolons now. Like the colon, a semicolon may be used in place of a conjunction to join two separate sentences. The difference is that a semicolon should be used when the second sentence does not illustrate or explain the first simply a separate idea or new idea. For example, let's see this sentence here. Can you read it out loud for me? Nick ate the popcorn, semicolon. It tasted delicious. So here, in this complex sentence, you can see the first sentence is not explanatory for the second sentence. And the second sentence is simply a separate idea in this whole compound sentence. Note that although the two sentences refer to the same subject and continue the same thought, the second one does not qualify or explain the first one. It is simply a new piece of information on the same theme. Let's explore how we use semicolons and let's see some examples. We can use the semicolons to link the sentences which are closely related. For example, I watched that new film about giraffes, semicolon. I didn't like it. So here, two parts of this complex sentence are closely related. So we are linking these two simple sentences with the help of semicolon. We can also use semicolons with words otherwise, however, therefore. How can we do that? Let's explore. You can use the semicolon as a link in sentences that use connector words. And what are these connector words? Connector words here are, for example, otherwise, however, and therefore. There are other connector words that can also be used with the semicolon. And what are these? These words are accordingly, besides, consequently, hence, instead, moreover, nevertheless, and thus. Let's see some examples to understand it more. When you read this first example, you will understand it clearly. The example here is, I did not catch the bus home, semicolon. Instead, I decided to walk. So here, you have used a semicolon which is highlighted in blue before you put the connector word instead. So here, I did not catch the bus home, semicolon. Instead, I decided to walk. So you are joining two sentences or linking two sentences by using semicolon and connector word. You need to remember that how the connecting word here is followed by a comma. So you need to put the comma after you put the connector word. Let's see some more examples. Johnny Thunder thought his new song was the band's best yet, semicolon. However, all the other band members disagreed. So here again, similar to the previous example, you can see we are using semicolon before the connector word. And this is how we are linking two simple sentences and making one complex sentence. There are a few things to remember when you use colons and semicolons in writing. The colon is used to separate hours from minutes with no space before or after the colon. For example, when you write it like this, 11:35 a.m., you can see that there is no space before and after the colon symbol, right? The colon is also used to express a ratio of two numbers with no space before or after the colon. For example, 1:3. So here also you can see there is no space before and after the colon symbol. We can use the semicolon to separate the items in a list where a comma is already being used. In few sentences, we can use a colon as well as a semicolon. For example, This is the example. The band members were Johnny Thunder, lead guitar, semicolon, Nathan Kidd, drums, semicolon, and Jack, brass guitar. So here, this is the example where you can use colon as well as semicolon. Another example is the 4 venues will be colon 12 Bar Club London, semicolon Sidewalk Cafe New York. So here also, in this example also, you can use colon or semicolon. Using the both or using one of these would be fine. If you have any questions or if you need any help regarding today's tutorial, you can text us or you can email us and we will get back to you. Thank you.